They say you could be lonely in a crowd, which is true.
Loneliness is an empty place.
You really have to have reasons to live, and people lose those, and sometimes they don't see them coming. So they'll find relief in a bottle of alcohol or sleeping pills or overdosing prescription medicine.
Our times are in the Lord's hands, and He knows the number of our days. So I've run into a lot of people, like my neighbor next door, and every time I talk to her, she says, "I shouldn't be here. I wish the Lord would take me." And I don't think that should be in our vocabulary at all.
You lose somebody, it puts a scar on your soul, that you live with. You just live with that the rest of your life.
When I lost my husband, like 2.5 years ago, I think you feel a great loss. It isn't any easier when they live a long time because you spent such a large amount of time with them, so the loss is greater. When I feel lonely, it's when the sun goes down, when the twilight comes. Everybody's going to work out their grief in a different way.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I love to go to the cemetery. Somebody said, doesn't it bother you to see your name on the tombstone? I said, no, it doesn't. And yet, this hope wells within me. I often think, well, maybe the Lord would come then. You come home, you take pictures, and you want to show them, like to my husband.
Right.
I wanted to show them
Oh,
to him.
yeah, and he's not there.
They're not there. And you feel bad because you can't share them. And then the other thing, the other door that is closed is when people have, there's no one to share your memories with, and certain things we've gone through and things we've had and things like that. And yet, and then when you lose the rest of your family, you feel like you're kind of alone.
Just in terms of loneliness, a lot of them, even though they have families, they're doing their own thing, they're living their own lives, and so these moms, most of the time it's the mom, right, who, the women outlive the men generally, and so it's women who poured their lives into their kids, and now they don't hear from them, and that's tough.
Loneliness is a big issue with the elderly, with disabled, with people who are losing their ability to do the things that are used to doing in life that fills emptiness.
Now that I'm older, I noticed I've lost a lot of confidence in night driving and freeway driving, and I missed doing what I always used to do. But I think that's true with a lot of older people. They want to do for themselves, and then they realize they're not able to do everything they used to.
Some were perhaps shoppers, and they filled lonely times when family wasn't there, or when they didn't have opportunity to go out with friends with shopping. Some with television, some with workaholism. Some feel loneliness by being very, very active in the church. They teach Sunday school. They lead a women's Bible study group, or they lead a men's Bible study or a men's prayer breakfast. They're involved in keeping busy, and that's what kind of staves off our loneliness.
And I think what happens to myself, since I have family close by, and I have a very supportive church, and I'm still able to be physically active with teaching and taking care of myself and home, and even contributing in activities with my family. I probably don't feel the loneliness because I'm so distracted by so many activities.
When you become elderly, disability tends to go along with that for most. Then you're no longer able to do these things, and loneliness becomes an issue.
So I miss that. I miss the dissipation of my strength, you know, being able to move furniture without, you know, your body telling you afterwards you shouldn't have done that.
The way you come, you know, that you can combat it is to give your life in service to other people. You know, you got a couple of choices there. You can stay home, you can kind of wallow in it, self-pity, depression, all those kinds of things, or you can decide, okay, my wife is gone, or I'm here, or my husband is gone and I'm here, and God must have a purpose that He left me here. So I'm going to set about now discovering what that is.
Just trust the Lord that He'll direct you, and I guess prayer would be very important, especially when you feel lonely and you miss the touch and feel of your mate or need a family member, to know that the Lord, we have the comfort of the Scriptures to give us hope. And we may not get the hug right there that we need when we go to bed and we are extremely lonely, but I guess the Lord is the one that He's sufficient for us.
You can't ever let your circumstances be larger than you. You know, you just have to look at it and say, I don't care what it is going on. I can beat this. I can make it through.
We should establish friendships, and they might not find 10 friends, but if they find one, that's all they need. And the other thing is to find a place where you have a common bond and interest. So I think the church is exceptionally important.
They're not looking for someone to fix them. They're looking for someone to be with, to care, to listen. Loneliness just requires somebody willing to give an hour, 2 hours of their time.
People are hungry for fellowship, you know, to be together, to be able to tell their stories, and somebody listens, somebody wants to listen to them.
When you get to my point in life, you look forward to being with the Lord. But you never want to cut off your days, because you still want to do something, see your family, be there for them. But I think it just looks better and better as you go along.